Welcome back, students taking the Math for Business and Finance or the Math Application subject. We're continuing on with the Chapter 7 word problems, the odd number problems, and we only have 3 more problems left. So we're picking up with 7-43, and hopefully I can get through all 3 of these problems in this last video. If not, then there's only going to be 1 more for the word problems. All right, let's see what we've got going here. Right, samskiboards.com offers a 5-for-1 chain discount to many of its customers. The ski hut ordered 20 ski boards with a total list price of $1,200. What is the net price of the ski boards? What was the trade discount amount? Okay, so in looking at this problem, the first thing that came to my mind is oh, I have a 5-for-1 chain discount, which means I'm going to take, if I have a 5-for-1 chain discount, means 95% times 4% times 1%. And that's going to end up being 90.288%, or the decimal equivalent of 0.90288. Right? You know, the ski hut ordered 20 ski boards with a total list price of $1,200. Okay, well, 20 ski boards is irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the problem. The list price of $1,200 is directly related to the problem. Okay, and notice that the 5-for-1 needs to be modified. Okay, again, how do I solve word problems? Direct information, information has nothing to do with it, and information that needs to be modified. Okay, so it's asking what is the net price of the ski boards? Okay. Well, if I have $1,200 and I multiply it by the 0.90288, that gives me $1,083.46 as my net price. What was the trade discount amount? I can do this one of 2 ways. I can take the $1,200 and subtract the $1,083.46 and come up with, let's see here, 54, 112, I'm sorry, 116. Or I can take the reciprocal, the complement to that percentage. So if I take 1% and subtract the 0.90288, I come up with 0.09712. And then I can take the $1,200 and multiply it by the 0.09712, and that will end up giving me the $116.54 also. Remember, the thinking behind it is that here's my 1,200. Here is this portion right here is the 0.90288, which is after the chain discount, and that means because that's going to give me my net price, and this amount here, which is the 0.09712, that's my discount amount. Okay, add these two together, you end up with 1.0, which is 100% of the $1,200. So think back. Remember, always keep that picture in the back of your mind. All right, 7-45. Boeing Truck Company received an invoice showing 8 tires at 110 each, 12 tires at 160 each, 15 tires at 180 each. So 8 at 110, 12 at 160, and 15 at 180. And in the back of my mind, I'm going to end up multiplying those out and then totaling them up to get a total amount there. All right, shipping terms were FOB shipping point. Freight is 400. So freight is 400. Trade discount is 10.5 as a chain discount, and a cash discount of 2%, 10, net 30 is offered. And it's going to assume that Boeing is paying within the discount period. So it's paying within that 10 days, so it's going to get an additional 2% off. Now, what did Boeing pay? Okay, so let's see here. All right, let's look at let's fill out some of this information. Okay, so if I have 8 at 110, that's 880, and if I have 12 at 160, let's see, that's 16 and 320, that's 1920, and 15 at 180, that's 1800, half 18, 2700. I did that all in my head, okay? And so I'm going to add that all up, 0055. Okay, so the list price is $5,500. Now, the next thing we have to deal with is the chain discount. So I have 10% and 5%. Well, that's 90% times 95%, and that is 85.5%, or 0.855. Okay, so I take my, since we don't take discounts on freight, so I'm not concerned with the freight at this moment. But I do take my chain discount, because I have to take my chain discount before I take my terms discount. Okay, so I take 5,500 times the 0.855, and that means my net price is $47,0250. Okay, so that's my net price. And if I have a net price of $47,0250, and I'm able to take a 2% discount for the terms, remember, I can't take the 2% on the freight. The freight will be added in as the very last thing. So I take the $47,0250, and since I'm looking for the net price, I'm not concerned with the discount amount. I'm concerned with the net price, so it's 100% less 2%, or 98%. If I multiply the 47,0250 by 98%, I end up with 4608.45. And the last thing that I have to deal with is the freight, so we add in the freight because it's FOB shipping. And that means the total amount is $5,008.45. Okay. All right. I'm at 9 minutes, so I'm going to do just a quick recap. All right. The first thing that we did was we knew 8 at 110, 12 at 160, and 15 at 180. So I extended those amounts out, and I added them up, and I came up with a list price of $5,500. Okay. The next thing I did, so that was like step number 1. All right. And step number 2 was now I'm going to take care of all of my discounts. Well, I take care of my chain discounts before my term discount, because the chain discount I get immediately, the term discount I don't. Right? So when I do the chain discount of 10% and 5%, I end up with 85.5%. Okay. because I have that 85.5%, step number 3 is I take that, I want to find out what my net price is. So I multiply the 5,500 by the 85.5%, and I end up with the 4702. Now, the last thing I have to do is I have to, well, not the last thing, sorry. The fourth thing I have to do is take care of the terms discount. And since I'm getting 2%, 2%, the inverse of it is 98%, which gave me 4608, because now that's my new net price, okay? And the last thing I have to deal with is number 5, the freight. I have to add that back in, and that gives me a bottom line of $5,008.45. Okay, 7-47. Okay, I'm at 11 minutes, and I'm going to try to go through this one here. In 2012, iPhone 4S launched in China did not go as planned. Because of an overwhelming number of scalpers, Apple halted sales. After implementing a lottery system, Apple resumed selling the device online with shipments promised by March 2nd. If phones sell for US $199, 2% 10, net 30 receipt of goods, and 15 were purchased for resale on February 10th and received on March 11th. Since its receipt of goods, we're concerned with the March 11th. We're not concerned with the resale on February 10th, okay? Because it's receipt of goods. So they're received on March 11th. How much is owed if the invoice is paid on March 20th? So I have March 11th is the receipt of goods, and I have a 2% 10. So 10 days means if it's paid by 3/21, okay, I'm able to take an additional 2% discount. Well, it was paid on March 20th, so I do get that 2% discount. Right? Now, I need to know what my total amount is. So they're selling for $199, and 15 were purchased. So 199 times 15, right? Actually, in my head, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to say 200 times 15. Right? In my head, this is what it looks like in my head. 15 times 200 is 3,000. And since that was $1 off of the 200, and there's 15 of them, I'm subtracting 15, so I end up with 2,985. That's how I would have done it in my head, okay? I wouldn't have done it trying to do the math in my head. I don't have to do the math on the paper, and I don't have to use a calculator, okay? You use a calculator if you need, but I just kind of like showed you the shortcut I went through. I could have went and said, did this an alternate way. I could have said, okay, I have 200, right? And since 10 of 200 is 2,000, and then the 5 is half of that, half of 2,000 is an additional 1,000. That gives me the 3,000 that I'm looking for. And then $1 off, and there's 15 of them. So that's 15 off. So, that gives me 85. So 100 minus 15 is 85. So I'm 29.85, right? Just a little bit of mental math there, right? But if you have to use a calculator, go ahead and use the calculator. Right? So I'm at $29.85 here as my list price. All right. Now, let me see here. So all I have to deal with is the 2% discount. So I have $29.85, and it's asking me how much I have to pay. Well, if I take 2% off, 100% minus 2% is 98%, would be how much I would owe. So 98% of $29.85 is $2,925.30. So that's how much I owe for the phones. Right, a little bit sloppy. Let me and I'm at 15 minutes. So let me quickly, very quickly, because you should be accustomed to this already. I'll go over this, and if you don't have any problems, go ahead and stop the video. Let's see here. Shipments are promised by March 2nd. Has nothing to do with the problem. The phones sell for $199, and there's 15 of them, right? So that's $29.85 as my list price. I get 2% 10, net 30 on receipt of goods. So they're received on 3/11. This February 10th has nothing to do with the problem. So if I have March 11th and I have 10 days, that's takes me to 3/21, and I'm able to get a 2% discount. Well, it's being the invoice is being paid on the 20th, so it falls within that discount period. So I'm able to take a 2% discount. Well, 100% less 2% is 98%, which gives me now the $2,925.30 as the amount that I'm going to have to pay. Simple as that. Okay. Right, with that, I'm done with all of the word problems, and I will see you all in the summary practice test.